Facility in Kittery announced it is closing immediately, just over a week after children and staff members were exposed to carbon monoxide inside the building.
Through a statement shared by an attorney, the Building Blocks Learning Center says it was closing the facility off Route 236.
On February 12th, there were 27 children and approximately 10 staff members who were exposed to carbon monoxide in the daycare. 7 people from the daycare were taken to a nearby hospital with non-life-threatening injuries.
The Maine Fire Marshal's office said the source of the carbon monoxide was a propane-powered concrete saw that was being operated in an adjacent suite. Building Blocks Learning Center says it made the decision to close its doors out of an abundance of caution and a commitment to ensuring the health and safety of children and staff members.